Article 5 at the fall annual town meeting is for the fire station number 2 in West Plymouth. This request is for $9.2 million. The estimated costs are at $10.8 million, but part of these costs will be paid from previous funding, the $3 million that we got at special town meeting in August of 2020, and parts from some ARPA funds, federal funds, and I'll explain those later on. So prior to the team recommending any expenditures to any of these fire stations, we had a consultant review the current station locations and the current predicted workload. The response time study was needed to ensure that the station was in the correct location prior to us making any recommendations, or if it wasn't the correct location, for them to identify the correct location so that a new fire station could be built and better serve the residents. And according to our response time study, Station 2 in West Plymouth is in a good location to serve the existing and future needs of the surrounding neighborhoods. Preliminary analysis of the station concludes that the apparatus bay is large enough to support future needs. It is structurally sound and can continue to serve the town for another 30 plus years. Reusing this portion of the station also protects the town's previous investment of the new roof and the new overhead doors that were replaced last year. However, the living conditions are no longer usable and need to be torn down. A portion of the existing $3 million allocation I spoke of earlier, which was Article 5 at the special town meeting in August 2020, was used to acquire a temporary housing unit and to relocate the communications from the station to that temporary housing unit. The fire crews are no longer occupying the living quarters and have been relocated to the temporary unit that you probably see if you've driven by the station, located in the parking lot on the west side. Now, they've been in there since September of 2020 for one full year now. And the reason was the inside of that building was no longer safe, nor was it healthy for them to continue on. The amount of asbestos that was found in that building, and it was friable and flying around, the amount of leaks, a lot of mold, and some other issues with plumbing and electrical, which included regularly raw sewerage spills within the living conditions due to the age of the septic system that's in the building, required that we move those people and the crews out of that building immediately. They are able to use the apparatus space where the apparatus is stored. Now, excuse me, it's anticipated that prior to awarding the general contract for the renovation of the station, these existing funds will also be used to remove the existing underground fuel tanks and replace them with a new fuel depot, and remove and abate all the asbestos in the building, and relocate the utilities from the Samoset Street frontage to the Carver Road frontage, and backfeed the apparatus bay while the station's under construction. So currently our water and gas services come in from Samoset Street, and that's also where the underground fuel tanks are located, and that's where this building is going to be built, and we need to move all those prior to. And that will give us a clean bid process for the general contractor. There won't be any, relocating of underground fuel tanks or asbestos abatement. They're going to come in, and all that work will be done ahead of time. They'll be bidding on just rebuilding, building the new part of the station and renovating the existing station. Conceptual designs have been completed, and we're going to renovate the existing apparatus floor to like new conditions, demolish the existing living quarters, and build a new addition on the front to replace the living space. This will allow for adequate bunk, living, and office space, as well as new support space for the apparatus floor, including gear and equipment storage and decontamination. Currently, this station does not have any of that. And in order to be healthy for the firefighters, we don't want their gear or any of the contaminants that are on it to be spread throughout the building where they're living. The early estimated cost for the project is $10.8 million, which includes escalation to bidding and contract award, as well as a 10% project contingency. The redesigned station will be approximately 20,800 square feet, and this represents a cost of about $520 per square foot. If funded, the design will be completed, and we anticipate bidding in the spring of 2022. And it should take about 14 months from the start of construction until completion, which is the time we saw and we experienced at the North Plymouth station a year and a half ago. Now, the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund, established under the American Rescue Plan Act, which we refer to as ARPA, identified ventilation improvements in key locations and capital investments in public facilities to meet the pandemic operational needs as eligible uses of these funds. There is approximately $496,000 worth of HVAC work proposed at this station to improve the ventilation and air quality. Clearly, maintaining a safe and healthy conditions within the fire station will increase the department's ability to adequately respond to all types of calls for service, including those related to the current pandemic. Now, the select board approved the use of the $496,000 of Plymouth's ARPA allocation at a meeting recently. And it's specifically to offset the costs of the proposed HVAC system. And it will also obviously lower the amount of tax dollars that we'll be using to build the structure. We're asking you for support of this station and of this request for the $9.2 million so we can move forwards and we can get this station back to being in service and safe and healthy for the crews. Thank you.